The steppe teaches those who are willing to watch. In the early 13th century, across the endless grasslands of Central Asia, countless nomadic tribes lived beneath the open sky. They built no great cities. They raised no towering walls. The endless steppe was their home. For generations, they followed the seasons. When the grass grew, their herds moved. When winter arrived, they searched for warmer valleys. The land was never owned. It was respected. Among these wandering people lived a humble shepherd and his family. Their wealth was simple: a few sheep, 2 faithful ponies, and a single felt yurt standing beneath the endless sky. To everyone around them, they were just another ordinary family. Their days began before sunrise. The shepherd father led the flock across the open plains. The mother cared for the family and the yurt. Every member of the family carried a responsibility. Even the youngest children learned that every helping hand mattered. But fate had chosen a different path for their young son. While other children laughed, played, and chased one another across the grass, the young boy watched. He watched birds change direction before the wind arrived. He watched sheep follow their oldest guide without hesitation. He watched horses sense danger long before people noticed it. He noticed footprints left by animals during the night. He noticed how the clouds changed before the weather turned. He listened carefully to the sounds carried by the wind. To others, these were ordinary moments. To him, they were lessons every day. The endless steppe became his teacher. His shepherd father never spoke about greatness. Instead, he taught through quiet example. Every morning, the flock had to be protected. Every animal had to be cared for. Every mistake carried a lesson. Some lessons demanded patience, others demanded courage, and some could only be learned through experience. Day after day, the young boy discovered something few children ever understood. True strength was not found in force. It was found in patience, responsibility, discipline, kindness, and the wisdom to observe before taking action. The seasons slowly changed. The young boy grew stronger, but his greatest gift was neither speed nor strength. It was curiosity. Even the tribal elder began noticing something unusual. The young boy asked questions that few adults ever considered. He searched for answers, not only in words, but in the land itself. Every answer led to another question. Every question made him understand the steppe a little more deeply. No one realized it then, but the endless grasslands were quietly shaping the heart, the mind, and the spirit of a future leader. But the greatest lesson of his childhood had not yet arrived. Sometimes, the smallest moments revealed the greatest future. As the young boy grew, his way of thinking became different from the other children. While they played only for fun, he naturally began turning every game into a lesson. A few stones became a herd. A line in the dirt became a path. Soon, the other children stopped making their own plans and began following his. None of them realized it, but without asking for it, the young boy had become their leader. The tribal elder quietly watched from a distance. He wasn't watching the game. He was watching the child. Leadership could not be taught by words alone. Sometimes it revealed itself long before a person understood its meaning. The elder saw something unusual. The young boy never tried to control his friends. He simply gave them a reason to follow. As another day came to an end, life inside the nomadic camp returned to its peaceful rhythm. Families prepared their evening meals. The shepherds returned with their flocks. Children laughed together beneath the open sky. Everything appeared ordinary. Yet every ordinary day was quietly shaping the young boy's future. The games continued, but the young boy's curiosity continued growing as well. He wanted to understand more than people. He wanted to understand the world around him. Every new experience became another lesson. Every mistake became another opportunity to learn. The shepherd father noticed these small changes. Instead of giving his son every answer, he allowed him to discover many of them himself. Among the nomads, experience was the greatest teacher, and the young boy was learning faster than anyone expected. A bow may win a battle, but a dream is what creates a warrior. As the young boy grew older, his curiosity slowly turned into determination. Among the nomads, every child was expected to learn horse riding from an early age. It was not only a way to travel. One day, it would become the foundation of becoming a warrior. Every evening, the young boy watched the older children training with their fathers. He carefully observed how they held the reins, how they balanced their bodies, and how they earned the trust of their horses. His own shepherd father wanted to teach him as well, but providing food for the family came first. From sunrise until sunset, the flock demanded his full attention. The young boy understood that better than anyone. Instead of asking for lessons, he quietly decided to teach himself. He brought one of the family's young ponies away from the camp, remembering everything he had watched. The first attempt ended with a hard fall. Then came another and another. Every mistake taught him something new. Slowly, he learned how the horse moved, how it reacted, how trust could never be forced, only earned. By the time the sun set over the steppe, the young boy was riding with confidence, not because someone had taught him, but because he refused to give up. It was the first skill he had mastered completely on his own. Not long after, the peaceful camp welcomed visitors everyone had been waiting for. The tribe's warriors had returned home. They had ridden far beyond their homeland, fighting beside an allied tribe against a common enemy. Their armor carried the marks of battle. Their horses showed the fatigue of a long journey, but their return brought pride to every family in the camp. For the young boy, this was the first time he had stood so close to real warriors. He studied everything, their weapons, their horses, their discipline. Even the way they carried themselves spoke of experience earned through countless journeys. That evening, the entire camp gathered around the fire. Instead of boasting about victory, the veteran warrior spoke about unity. The young boy listened to every word. The following morning, another important journey began. Several older boys from the tribe were finally old enough to leave for formal warrior training in the distant mountains. Families gathered to say their farewells. The young boy watched quietly, wishing that one day he too would make the same journey. As the veteran warrior prepared to leave, something unexpected happened. The polished thumb ring he used for archery slipped from his belt, falling unnoticed into the grass. After the riders disappeared beyond the horizon, the young boy found it. He carefully picked it up, turning it slowly in his hands. Curious, he placed it on his thumb. It was far too large, not yet meant for him. With a quiet smile, he wrapped the ring inside a small piece of cloth and hid it safely beneath his clothing. It was no longer just a forgotten object. It had become a promise. That evening, standing alone above the silent camp, the young boy looked toward the distant mountains where the trainee boys had disappeared. His world was still the same. A shepherd's family, a small yurt, a few sheep, 2 faithful ponies. But the dream inside him had changed forever. One day, he would return to those mountains, not as a child, but as a warrior.